Oh man, so the blood continues in the market, but I've got some amazing bullish news on Fantom, which you're going to be shocked about. So make sure you stay tuned till the very end. We're going to take a quick look here at the Bitcoin chart, because you can see now here on Bitcoin sitting at 34,500, which is interesting because we wicked as low as 32,993, which is quite interesting. So you can see now Bitcoin is trying to pick this up intra-week here on the weekly candles. I just zoomed out to give you guys some perspective. And now if we look at the daily, you can see today's candle wicked as low as 32,933 and now sitting at 34,500. So a lot of work still left to do here on Bitcoin. We know this is a critical moment for Bitcoin, because if Bitcoin loses the 32,000 mark and then loses 30, at that point, if we wick below the 29,000, which we created in the summer, just show you that very quickly, guys. If you want a detailed look, head into my specific Bitcoin video. But here, if we head lower than the 28, which we created back in this summer, then we would be creating a lower low, okay? This will be worrying. If we create this lower low down here, this would be a worrying sign. At the moment, we managed to create the higher high just if we can rotate at about 30 or 31, 32, any of those numbers there, or even now, that would be amazing. Then we can continue our upward trend on here on Bitcoin, and things will look good. Be very careful, guys, of a relief rally, a convictionless relief rally before dumping back down. So anybody trying to time the bottom, be very, very careful. Watch the two videos I've posted today if you're considering any of those right now. But we're here to talk about Fantom, because I've got some amazing news on Fantom. We've got a jam-packed episode here today. Let's first and foremost start off with the massive news to stop you guys waiting any longer, because Fantom are now third on total value locked on DeFi Llama. In the brink of what's going on in the market, guys, for Fantom, regardless of, we'll come on to the details shortly, regardless of anything, for Fantom to be up 13% today, 50% over the week, and 164% up. This is, I don't know if that's right over the minute, but for 50% up over the last 7 days, to flip Binance Smart Chain, Avalanche, Solana, Matic. This is huge for Fantom, guys. Please go back to where we were on this standing when I started covering Fantom. This was crazy. If you haven't watched my video, which is titled The Most Important Fantom Video You're Going to Watch in 2021, make sure you go watch that, because we prophesized this, guys. We covered this a long time ago to say Fantom was super undervalued. Even back then, on the amount of total value locked, they were undervalued in terms of price action. Now that their total value locked has gone up even further, and the price is going down because of the Bitcoin effect, this is still super, super undervalued here on Fantom. Look at that market cap to TVL ratio. 0.4 now. When I was covering it was 0.9, and I was complaining that was nowhere near the 5 you're seeing of Binance Coin, or even the 2.4 of Ethereum, the 1.7 of Avalanche. Hugely undervalued project is Fantom, which is interesting. Now, aside from that, if we click into the Fantom chain, you can see that the bunch of these top projects are doing really well, right? Multi-chain over the 7 days up 70%. You've got 48% on Yearn Finance. You've got a bunch of great projects here growing rapidly. We know Spooky Swap was up for quite a while. So amazing projects here on Fantom growing. Now, why, some people are asking, why is this up? Well, we know that to some extent, what we had was with Andre Cronje, one of the forefathers of DeFi, along with Daniel Sester, they launched their Solid project, and they said when we airdrop the tokens, we will airdrop them to the top 20 projects by total value locked on DeFi Llama. He then said he would take a snapshot, and from that snapshot he'll allocate the airdrop. So we saw a bunch of battling going on with people allocating total value locked into the Fantom ecosystem, right? Which is very, very interesting. You can see here he posted, "Is it over?" ? And he's posted a snapshot with a bunch of projects in the top for him to allocate his airdrop to, which is very interesting. Now, that has got some people thinking, oh wait, so is this just temporary then? Is the total value locked, which we're looking at here on DeFi Llama, is this all temporary, and then once he's allocated the airdrop, we're going to flock out? There is an element of that, yes. So some of this growth, we have to caveat it by saying, look, a lot of this was not artificially, but it was it happened quicker. It was catalyzed by the fact that Andre Cronje and Daniel Sester launched this initiative, right? Now, so let's say we do get a calling off and we drop back down to fifth. Still amazing where we're at in terms of the actual amount of total value locked. But the interesting thing is this, and this is where the oversight is from what people are saying. The interesting thing here is that what Andre Cronje and Daniel Sesta have managed to do is they've educated a whole amount of new people into the Fantom ecosystem. So it's not as simple as, oh, look, he's taking his snapshot, all the money's going to go. This is for the long run, and we should be investing over the long run. He's just taught a bunch of people who generally, most of the people that are transferring over into Fantom had Ethereum or Solana TVL. They were locked into Ethereum or Solana, which is why you can see they're red over the similar period, right? So he's educating people on how to move from Binance Smart Chain, from Terra, from Ethereum, from Solana, and set up your ecosystem on Fantom. So they've set up their wallet, they've understood how to go through the process, they've seen the crazy low transaction fees and the speed of transaction, they've seen the amazing APYs they're able to achieve. Are they just easily just all going to go now because of this airdrop project? No. Very smart. It's called an onboard. It's a gateway for people to enter the Fantom ecosystem, and then you hope that Fantom impresses with the quality, with the the fundamentals of the project that keeps people there to stay. So yes, to answer the question, we'll get a little bit of a cooling off in the TVL, but the great stuff this has done for the long-term project of Fantom is huge. So very clever from Andre Cronje and Daniel Sesta. And it doesn't stop there, because in the last 30 days, you can see here that whilst every other major project here has been in the red in terms of total value locked, it's gone down in the amount locked. You can see Fantom is up 186%. So we're seeing a lot of this flow out of these projects into Fantom, which is amazing. Shout out to Fantom Insider for the graphic. And also, we got this from Luna Crush, who have shared a nice graphic here showing the top platform tokens with the highest social engagement. And again, Fantom eclipsing Solana, Polygon, Terra Luna, Binance, Cosmos, Avalanche. Amazing work here from the social engagement, which goes to show the proliferation and the reach. Because when I started covering Fantom, this was not there. This ecosystem was not there. We did not have people like Miles covering Fantom. So this is really impressive here from the ecosystem and what they're doing. So let's take a quick look back at the charts now, because here on the hourly, you can see what we're seeing here from a technical perspective. Okay, guys, we broke down initially from our 237 level. We kept losing our support lines. We lost 208. We lost 194, and you can see here on this hourly candle, we got the bulls fighting back at 180, okay? So that's our 179 level. The bulls started fighting back in for us. You can see then we got bounced back from 208, back down, didn't go as low, created higher lows. Then we ran up to 237. At 237 here, we got rejected, and then we went back down to 194. So we're getting like a bit of a yo-yo between 194 channel and 237, which is very interesting considering how Bitcoin's getting on. So it seems like Fantom is waiting to see if Bitcoin tanks. If Bitcoin falls below 30 and that critical level I said at 29, I can see further downside risk, of course, on Fantom. I'd then be looking at the 165 mark, maybe even the 96 cent mark, I dare to say, if things get really, really bloody. And at those points, it really will be a test of conviction for us guys, because even people who joined in fairly decent entry points, if it's going down to 96, you will start to feel it, okay? Now, what are we seeing from, let's head back over to the daily chart, is quite interesting, because Fantom, if you compare this, so we know for Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin will need to fall below 29 to create that lower low. Fantom, to create a lower low, would have to go as low as, let's do this on the weekly, actually. Let's bring up this. So if I show you this, guys, you can see this massive weekly candle. We'd have to fall below this candle here to create this lower low. So at this point, you'd be looking at $1.15 on your Fantom. So you'd be falling all the way down to 115 down here in order to create that lower low. So we need to ask ourselves, at what rate, if Bitcoin falls to 30 and 29, at what rate is Fantom going to fall? And at the moment, one thing we can see for sure is Fantom is holding up better than some of the other projects out there. We're also still seeing that the elastic band effect, which is very important, guys, because for those of you trying to time the market right now, which, as you guys know, not financial advice, I'm highly against it. From years of experience and speaking to people with even more experience than me, the biggest mistake they say they made is trying to time a market. Because if you're out of the market on a certain few days or weeks, you miss massive pumps to the outside, okay? So you missed this week here, which, by the way, if we zoomed in, would be a couple of days, if not a couple of hours. Then you miss those pumps, okay? So very important that you don't try to time this market. So we are seeing that elastic band effect still take place, okay? We're still seeing that when Bitcoin had its brief rally, you know, when it briefly went up to 34 again over the weekend, you did see Fantom start to run as well, which is very interesting, okay? Because again, the big projects will not wait for you to get your account ready, get your exchanges ready, and then move. It'll move when it's ready to move, okay, guys? Which, speaking of which, make sure you've got your exchanges all set up, guys, ready to buy the dip. You've got Swissborg, you've got BlockFi, you've got Coinbase offering amazing discounts. Check the links in the description in order to get yourself some free money, guys, up to, I think, 100 euros on Swissborg, which is not too shabby. So, very interesting here from Fantom, holding up nicely as far as I'm concerned. Obviously, it's horrible to say this when the market is red, but we've got to be positive. You've seen all the fundamental aspects I've just shown you, and things are looking good in the market. I mean, if we look at things wider on in the market, you can see here from TechDev, Bitcoin's RSI is currently sitting at 37. All the bare bottoms were between 29 and 35 on the RSI. If you go back to March 2020, I remember that was at 35. Okay, so we're definitely closer to a bottom than a top, and I agree with TechDev sentiments there. If you think about us falling from 69 all the way down to now 33, 32, we rode that. We're definitely closer to the bottom, in my opinion. Well, whatever your bottom is in your head psychologically, whether that's 20,000, is it 15,000? We're definitely closer to a bottom at some point than we are to the tops. Definitely more to gain to the upside. If we also look at Suzu, who's a founder at FreeAC, big investment firm in crypto space, he says here, another reminder that we had 3 rate hikes in 2017 during the biggest crypto rally ever. Exactly. A lot of the market, a lot of this downside in NASDAQ, in a lot of the tech stocks, and therefore Bitcoin as well, is being led by the fears around inflation, and therefore Jerome Powell instigating faster tapering and more aggressive rate hikes. That's what the market is scared about, okay? But remember, in 2017, Bitcoin had a crazy crypto rally despite 3 rate hikes. Now, people are thinking, okay, maybe we'll get 4 rate hikes this year, but what happens if we get 2? Right? Imagine the potential to the upside for Bitcoin and associated coins if the Fed give us something to the upside, something we weren't expecting in a positive manner. Huge potential there. Now, if you also look at the Bitcoin liquid supply, we covered this in my other video. Make sure you go watch my Bitcoin video for full TA and breakdown on the fundamentals on Bitcoin. But illiquid supplies continue to go up, so nothing to worry about here. People are taking their money off the exchanges, and that is a good sign from a fundamental perspective. So, the takeaway message is quite clear here, guys. We can sit here and we can do, technical and fundamental analysis, but right now we're in a market where psychology is going to be important. I've been here, I've done that, guys. I know it gets painful. Even for the smartest technical analysis, the smartest on-chain analysts, it doesn't matter. It comes down to psychology, you understanding your mindset and being able to see this through. I was here when Bitcoin was at 29 and I held all the way from 60 down to 29, and I'll do the same to ride it back up again, right? Because I have high conviction in projects, and my high conviction, I don't just say that willy-nilly. It's after research, it's after in-depth studying, it's me believing in the thesis. And therefore, when I put my money to work, it's not just because my friend has told me to, or, oh, hey mate, should I be all in on Bitcoin now? No. And therefore, it doesn't matter to me trying to time bottoms. I'm just dollar cost averaging. Just if you look at Michael Saylor, how much of his coins has he bought? 50,000, 60,000 at the tops. He does, because he's in this for the long run. He doesn't care. When Bitcoin, like he says, is at 5 million, what does it matter if it just matters how much he had. All of them are going to go up. Right? So we need to think about that. Whilst the prices are suppressed, this is an amazing opportunity for you to build positions in your high conviction plays. Okay, if you don't have any cash to dollar cost average, you've just got to be patient. You've got to find more cash, not financial advice, and try to build out your positions only in high conviction plays. Don't try to time the bottom. Nobody is saying this is the bottom right now. In my opinion, I think there could be another 60 to 90 days of pain in this market. There's no positive catalysts in the horizon, unfortunately, but there are some catalysts such as the Fed meeting, such as earnings, which can only disappoint the market. So there's a negative bias, unfortunately, because even if earnings are good right now, people are going to say, oh yeah, but earnings are good means the market is overheating. We need to hike interest rates sooner. So we can't win in this market right now. So very important to be cautious. Take this time to understand your position, introspect your psychology, try to understand your psychology, your demeanor. If you think you're somebody that's going to be likely to panic sell, then you need to address that, because this could get worse before it gets better. Sorry to be the bearer of gloom, but hopefully that, guys, helped you from a fundamental and a technical perspective. As always, I'm committed to bringing you these videos. I'm not one of these YouTubers that's going to disappear in a bear market. If we head into a bear market and we have suppressed pricing for a while, I'll be here telling you what I'm doing every single day. So make sure you hit the like button, you subscribe, you comment below to support the algorithm, and always, As always, you've got the pinned comment below, which is a link to our free public Discord server, guys. Head over into there, meet like-minded people. This is an important time to meet like-minded people, guys, because, you know, there are new crypto traders born every single day. Meet them, speak to them, ask them questions on your mind, tag me in any questions as well, and let's navigate this together to building sustainable wealth. As always, guys, links in the description. Don't forget, you need to collect your free money, guys. Swissborg, BlockFi, Coinbase. Look at the links below. You're getting good amounts of free money for just signing up to the exchanges. So sign up to exchanges, deposit, I think it's like 50 euros, and you could win a reward up to like 200 euros on some of those. So definitely check those out. You can never have too many exchanges ready to buy the dip. Don't be that person that when we're ready to U-turn and go back up, you haven't got your exchanges set up. Don't be that person. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.